Agendas, agendas, agendas. There's an agenda in everything. Everything has been co-opted or hijacked because that's what they want to do. They want to make it equitable and fair. What I'm talking about here is something of no real significance, no real importance. It just irks me because I talk about it once every year, once they make their nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And you gotta, where do they come up with these nominees? You know, this year they got, I don't know who they got. What do they got? George Michael. I think they got, who else they got? Warren Zevon. Who else they got? Missy Elliott. Man, rock and roll, baby. Rock and roll. And you can ask yourself, well, who puts these people in? Well, there's a board. There's a board of who vote to induct them. Most of them have something to do with Rolling Stone magazine, like Jan Wenner, David Frick. Then you got some black guy from Source magazine. Ironically, you know what you have? You have the manager of Metallica. Metallica's manager. I don't know these names of a lot of people. Doesn't matter. Irrelevant. But you can look it up. Metallica's manager. I think they would be kind of instrumental in maybe getting Iron Maiden and Motorhead in there. I think you got Paul Schaefer from, he had some minor hit in the 80s or 70s. And was in David Letterman's band. Then you got, who else is there? Then there's just some other, like, non-famous journalists. No real musicians. I think Billy Joel has something to kind of do with it. But most of them are non-musicians. You're like, hey, do any of these play a instrument? You mean other than the meat whistle or the skin flute? Stop it! Anyway, so you could ask his five atrocities. And like I mentioned, Motorhead and Iron Maiden. Those are two. How about Ted Nugent? Now, he'll never get in there. Never. Here's one. Billy Idol. Why isn't Billy Idol in there? Billy Idol? Really? Dude, it's like this guy, he was so iconic with the 80s. So iconic with the 80s. I think he had, let me see what he had. Let me look at my papers. Billy Idol had a #1 song, and he had 4 other top 10s and 3 other top 40s. So, okay, that's a pretty good big pile of hits there. Is he in there? No. Ever nominated? No. Who's next? How about the Smiths? How more important can you get than the Smiths? As far as influential 80s music, I think Morrissey's keeping them out. Has nothing to do with your politics, mind you. Who else is not in there? How about Motley Crue? Motley Crue's not in there. Not even nominated. 100 million records sold, still touring to this day. Did a movie about them. With their 4 more iconic names in rock and roll than Mick Mars, Vince Neil, Nikki Sixx, and Tommy Lee. Who else is not in there? Boston's not in there. Neither is Styx. Boston, one of the biggest debut albums of all time. How many hits did they have? I don't know. They had, let me see. Do I have it? Did I print it? Not sure. Thought I did. Oh yeah, okay, so they had a #1 hit and 6 top 40 hits with 4 going to the top 10. They in there? Nope. Who else is not in there? Here's a band who's got like 20 top 40 hits and 10 top 10 singles with a #1 that is still played today. How about Foreigner? Not in there. See, ask why aren't these bands in there? Because they have to make it equitable and fair. So, obviously Missy Elliott is more of a groundbreaker than Foreigner. Or Boston. Or Motley Crue. or the Smiths, or Billy Idol, or the Stooges and New York Dolls for that point. Anyway, there's my rant today. I'll talk. Bye.